Next, what we're going to do is measure 2 inches down from the top edge, and we're going to line up our top decorative strap. So 2 inches from the very top, and then line up our top strap right up against the ruler, making sure that the strap follows the line that you drew down the front of the main panel, and also that the strap is on the correct side of the line. So the line is on this side as it is down here with the bottom strap. So while you have your top decorative strap sitting in place, take a pen and put it right through the top hole that you made for the rivet. That will make a mark on your front panel where you need to punch a hole for the rivet. So we're going to do that now. So you can see there's a hole there, right next to that line. Next, what we're going to do is actually set the rivet in place. Make sure that the strap is still aligned with the line we drew, and then go press that rivet in place. All right, we are almost done. Next, what we're going to do is grab one of our middle straps that has the buckle attached, and we are going to feed that top strap from the back side through the buckle, and the prong is going to go through that second hole we punched in the top strap. So you can see there it is going through the top of the buckle, and then the prong is going through the top strap on that second hole that we placed. Now you're gonna pull the middle strap pretty tight just to make sure everything is taut, but not so tight that it makes the front panel kind of lose its slack or buckle, no pun intended. So line it up, keep it lined up with that line that we drew, that guideline, and then take your pen again, lift up the top strap, and place that pen down through the hole in the middle strap. Again, marking that placement for the rivet. And go ahead and punch that hole now. I like to just push that out of the way and then roll up the edge so that I can get in there with my hand punch. And then punch the hole. The hole is right there. Next, we're going to place that rivet. This one is a little tricky depending on what kind of buckles you use. So feed the rivet down through the hole, and then also through this hole in the main panel. So what you're gonna want to do is actually remove the top strap from the buckle. And then you could clip it out of the way if you'd like to. So now I'm going to bring this over to my press and I'm going to press this rivet, but it's going to be difficult because it's inside the buckle here, depending on what kind of buckle that you use. There are many different kinds of buckles. Some of them don't even have a center bar. So you would be using essentially the bottom bar to fold over. So it might not be an issue with that kind of buckle, but for this kind of buckle, what you're going to want to do is unhook the top strap, and then kind of move the buckle at a right angle, and then you'll be able to get in there with either your press, or if you have a hammer and an anvil, to press that rivet. Okay, that rivet is pressed. So you're going to want to feed the top strap back through the buckle, prong through that hole, and then you can start to really see your strap coming together. It's all the way, the top strip's all the way through the buckle and through the loop now. And the last thing that we have to deal with is just finishing off the middle strap. It is going to be going through this bottom rectangle ring. So first, what you want to do, I like to work with this top strap kind of out of the way, making sure again that everything is following that guideline and pulled taut. You're going to feed the middle strap through this bottom rectangle from the front and fold the end to the back. So you can see that the bottom of the middle strap went through the rectangle ring and is now up against the main panel. So everything is pulled taut. What you're gonna do is mark a tiny little mark on the edge of your strap that tells you where the end lines up. So basically that tells you how far to pull the end through the rectangle ring. And you're gonna make a little mark there that you can remove later. Not even sure that the camera will pick this up, but there's my line right there. When you pull this taut, it should line up with that mark that I made. So what you do is actually, with this pulled tight and up to that mark, you're gonna measure 1/2 inch up from the fold, and centered in the strap, you're gonna place a mark for a rivet. Right there is the mark for the rivet. Pull the strap loose again and fold it back so that the end of your strap lines up with the mark we made on the side of the strap. Now you know where to punch your hole. So while holding it in place, while it's folded, punch your hole for your rivet. Okay, so now you basically have 2 holes in the strap down here. Feed it back through. Pull the end up to line up with your mark here, which means that your 2 holes should line up as well. Take a pen and put it through the hole. Make sure everything's lined up to the guide. Put it through the hole and make a mark on your main panel. The mark is right there. And this is where your last rivet is gonna go. All right, punched the hole in the main panel, and now just take your middle strap pull it through the rectangle ring, grab your next rivet, feed it through the strap, and then feed it through the hole in the main panel. And then press your rivet. All right, I pressed the rivet down here at the bottom. And now I fed the top strap all the way through the buckle and through the loop. And now you can see that your first strap is complete. We are gonna come back at the end and I'm gonna show you how to put on the end cap. So I'm just gonna leave my top strap edge raw for now, and I'll put the end cap on at the end. But admire your work so far because the strap is looking really good. I did want to mention though that in the pattern I talk about putting Peltex or some sort of stabilizer behind these rivets if you feel like your rivets are maybe poking through a little too far and you need some thickness so that your rivet can grip onto something other than your main panel. Or if your main panel material is a little bit thinner, like maybe you're using cotton, or if you're using a thinner faux leather that maybe stretches, you're gonna want that Peltex back there so that you can have an additional bit of material for your rivet to hold on to. This material is actually quite thick. It's thicker than I'm usually using, so I didn't use any washers on my rivets. Repeat all these steps for the next 3 straps.